Hi my loves, welcome back to my Project Life album 2018. This is the first half of the year and I just wanted to share a walkthrough. My thoughts on how my Project Life is going for 2018, what I'm liking, what I'm not liking, what I wanted to change up, and yeah, all the things that come to mind going through this album with you guys. So I am using a it's a Heidi Swapp Project Life album. I really like the black and white. If you are new to my channel, I am a black and white girl with pops of color, and you will see throughout the album. I mainly use Ellie Edwards, Felicity Jane, then I have a digital shop I like, that's Rachel Etrock. And for the last couple of pages, I believe I started using Studio Calico, but I think that will really start in the second half of the year. So I really enjoy Ellie Edwards, and I have a class that I am looking at right now. She's a main inspiration. Also Amy Gretchen. I really love Amy Gretchen. She is so talented, and I just love her process videos, and of course my little journal. Those three are my big inspiration when it comes to Project Life. What I got to know during this process is actually the documenting is not the hard part. It is actually sitting down, doing editing, and the voiceovers that takes the most time. So during my weeks I started getting behind because of that, and I was a little bit stressed out. Then I just stopped doing process videos at the end of the half year, and will be coming back for the second part of the half year, because for me it was important to stay on track so I will still be able to tell the stories. And I noticed that it was sometimes hard remembering what actually happened, and I didn't like that fact, so I just did the last pages for myself without process videos, and now I'm up to date and I can come back to that. And for me, that's the most important thing, that this project is for me. I still want to share everything, but I still want to keep up to date, and yeah. So I won't go into detail for all the pages because there is a process video for every single one. I will link that playlist somewhere, and if you're interested in more detailed explanations, what I'm using, what I'm doing, you should definitely go check that out. For the last weeks that I didn't do as a process, I will tell a little bit more. But one thing that I really love is the week stamp from Ellie Edwards, and I think I used it almost on every single page. And what I really liked doing is using these, how you call those, design apps. For example, let me see, I'm using Photo Studio Pro or Layout Designer, and then just adding more pictures if you want to share more pictures in that 1 week, or I'm not sure what picture you want to use. That's the way I go. When pictures don't fit in too much because they have different colors, I tend to go and make them black and white so it fits with the rest of the layout. And I really like how these pages are. You will see that I really took time at the beginning. In the middle pages, you can see that they're a little bit more simple because I didn't have that time, and at the end of my album I came back to that. Here I really wanted to focus on remembering stories, so I really wanted to tell a lot of things that happened, and I like that. I still have to stress myself to do that because I don't always like to sit down and recapitulate on what happened, and my husband sometimes tells me that I write stories like a little girl. So I don't know, probably have to work on that. What I like to do is also document maybe videos or movies or music that I'm watching and listening. or projects that I was doing. I also document those. When I don't have too much pictures, I really like doing that to fill the page and also remember things that I was making back then. Yeah, I really like this. At the beginning, as you can see, I used to print my pictures without border, but later in the album I think I will just use white border without, or I changed the way I printed the pictures with border. So these, for example, are weeks when I have a lot of pictures, and I don't really like that too much because it's, from my opinion, a little bit too busy, but yeah, still wanted to document everything. And I find when you have a white border around the pictures, it's not too busy as it looks like this way. So here again, Ellie Edwards projects. Here I started stamping on pictures directly. If you know me or have been following for longer, you know that I have been working on using my stamps more. I'm at a point where I like to use stamps, and sometimes I use them more, sometimes I use them less, but I'm at a point that I really like stamping, and I actually buy stamps just to have a certain type of stamps. So what I also like to do is include tickets when we were to an event or something like that. Then, oh, for example, here you can see that this is like all one occasion, and sometimes I have weeks where every picture is a different story, for example. I really like doing that. And this week I got my scrap room table, and here I started watching the lessons from Ellie Edwards, and she talks about repetitive elements, and I really like that, so I started doing that in this album as well. Yeah, I don't always have pictures of me or my friends or something, so I like to document things around us. Not everyone always wants to take pictures, so then I'm sometimes just taking pictures of my environment or things that are around us. For example, here we had a game night with family, but I didn't want to take a picture of us, so I just documented the cards, and I really like how that turned out as well. Then I also got a card from my godchildren, and I included this in here with just a 6x8 pocket. Really like how this looks here. For example, I documented a series I was watching, Rick and Morty. If you like Simpsons and stuff like that, you should definitely go and check that series out. I was cracking up. I really love that stuff. Yeah, I really like how this is turning out. Then here you can see weeks I really was into sitting down and taking my time to document. I love how this page turned out. I like journaling around cards when they have like light or white borders. Then here also use some stamps that I really like. Again, a grid. Then this was a week we were on vacation, and I just used an half page. I just cut that down. I know you can buy these, but I don't really see the sense in buying them. You can just easily cut them down, and the rest I use for shakers or maybe flip pockets that I'm using in the future, or will be using in the future. And I also always like using cards. How do you call those? Oh my gosh, yeah. You guys know what it is. Then tickets and ski passes. Really like this. Then, yeah, I also challenge myself sometimes to use things I don't really like. I'm not a big fan of dark blues and greens and yellow and oranges, but I still use them, and I'm really proud I am. And then here again, for example, the repetitive elements, and then cards we got from friends. Then, yeah, I also document hearth changes. For example, my grandma died in week 10, and she was, or her funeral was in week 13, so I document that as well. Something I like doing is writing around plates. I saw that, I believe, at Kelly Perky. I just love how that looks. And then here in this week I got stuff from Papier Studio shop. She sent me a couple things to test out, and I really like her label stickers. Then this was Mila's birthday week. I came back to decorating cards and decorating pictures, and I really like how this page turned out, especially because it's a special week, of course. And what I try to do is when I use, for example, Velocity Jane, I try to use up everything that I started using. Sometimes it might be a little bit much, but for example here I almost use all those puffy stickers in this one layout, and I really like how that turned out. And these cards are also from Felicity Jane, but I believe this is from Papier Studio shop. Yeah, then here a lot of pictures of Mila. If I don't have too much to tell in that week, I just tend to put a lot of pictures of Mila, because you can never have enough pictures of your cute daughter. Yeah, I really like how this turned out as well. I was trying to do a layout here, then I don't know, I stopped and I never went back and finished it, so this looks kind of empty, but I will leave it like it is. And then here I think I came back to where I really like my layouts. This is more a simpler layout. This is using Ellie Edwards. I'm not sure how this kit was named, but I really liked this. I think it's Type or something like that. And I really liked it. When I saw the cards, I knew I wanted to use it in this week. And I also love the inspirational cards that come in the kit. Then again, a layout. Here I used vellum. I will definitely be using vellum more in the future, and I think I will be using more decorative things, so more maybe shaker pockets or something like that. I haven't made one shaker pocket in this album, and I didn't do that because I wasn't sure how much space I will have at the end of the half year, but as you can tell I still have a lot of space, so I will be definitely going back and using stuff that bulks it up a little bit more. And a thing that I really like doing is adding Snapchat pictures as well. Then sometimes I document stuff like that. So my car had 20,000 kilometers on it, so I wanted to document that. Here I got Happy Mail, so that was the week when Papier Studio shop sent me some products to test. Here we were at the stadium, and here I really like I love how this turned out. This was the first card I really took my time again to sit down and do a small layout, and I just love how that turned out. That was the week after I documented my Turkey vacation in that TN I made with the rings, and I was totally inspired by those pages, so I wanted to continue that. And then here, for example, a workout calendar I did. Was so proud of myself. I have to go back and find time to do that as well. Then this, for example, is a week where I have a lot of pictures going on. Just two cards to fill, one filler card and one journaling card. As you can see, those were the week I was trying to catch up, so I didn't have the stories in mind anymore, and I had to just like limit it down on this one card, but for the rest I don't really knew what to write. But I really liked this. Was let me see, that was my birthday week, and after that we had a wedding day week or anniversary week. Then here, for example, I started I'm not sure if I will do that in the future, but I use this title card to summon up the week, and I really like it because sometimes I have a hard time figuring out what to do with the title card. And then here for example, I used some puffy stickers for the date. Really like that as well. And then here are more smaller pictures that I used in cards or layouts, and I really like how that looks. That breaks up the standard of the 4x6, and if you have more to tell, again, you don't have to do a layout as this one. Let me see, where did I use one? Here, for example. Sometimes this is a nice version too. Just like how that turned out. Beautiful. And I always try to match the pictures with the colors of the kit. Then this is a nice week as well. As you can see, I had a lot to tell. This was the week before we went to our vacation. Another really pretty layout on this card. This was the week of my husband's birthday. So those 3 weeks were really full. Then here we were on vacation. Because I had so many pictures, I added another insert. And I used the hotel card room card for a embellishment on the title card. Some more stamping. Then I really like those tab thingies. And then I try to use up a couple of the puffy gold stickers. I always have a hard time using those leftover alphabet stickers. Then this is where I tried something new. This is a kit from Papier Studio Shop, and I placed the cards first and then I added my pictures. Luckily that worked for this week, so I was really happy about that. Like how that turned out. Maybe I will try to go back to this kind of process because I don't know, sometimes I think I have to use all the pictures, but sometimes limiting yourself to pictures is good as well. Yeah, and then I cut those butterflies out, and I really like how this turned out. Oh, and this is where I got my Studio Calico kit, and I used the cork piece. Then this is the Stories by the Month Ellie Edwards kit that I picked up in this week, or for that month. I really like how that turned out as well. Plain or simple, but still beautiful. I messed up here, so I just covered that and then did my stamping again, and I highlighted it with I believe a white pen from Vigno. Really like how that looks. And then when I don't have too much to tell, again, I use to document what I'm listening to and stuff that I got or bought, or even my environment. So I took a lot of pictures of flowers and stuff. This is a beautiful picture. I love this, and this is a family picture that I used for the binding. I will show you that in a second. And then also here is a kit from Ellie Edwards. I really love this, and I love the colors, and this was the Grow kit, so I was trying to tell stories. And then here, for example, I cut in and replaced the pictures underneath, like how that turned out. Here I documented Orange is the New Black. I just love this. Oh my gosh. And yeah, and here's some more layout kind of cards that I was trying to do. Just love, when I use those labels that I got, I tend to double them because I don't like to look at one. So I tend to put another color behind that. Then week 25. This is a week there wasn't too much going on, so I used that week to tell a little story about me, you, and us. So I really like how that turned out, and really like this small collage kind of thing. As you can see, there wasn't really something going on, so I just used pictures of us and then tell stories how we work together as a team, how cute she is and how much energy she has, and how happy I am. So yeah, then for example here I got my lashes done and I just documented that as well. Then week 26, that's the last week for my first half of the year. Yeah, this was our 2-year anniversary from our wedding. Not like the, I'm not sure how you would call that in English. We have 2 weddings, so you have like the official where you get signed and your paperwork done, and then you usually go into church and have a pretty dress and stuff like that. And that was the 2nd anniversary of that. So I just wanted to document that and my beautiful daughter. I also used again Papier Studio Shop products, and then some collages, some stories that I wanted to tell. And then here we did a DNA test, and I'm really excited about that, and I think I will be telling you about that in one video if I get my results. So yeah, then the last page I finished up with just some beautiful pattern paper. I think this is from Heidi Swap. I believe. And I just used a larger picture that I cut in pieces. Yeah, I really like how those enlarged pictures look, and I thought this was perfect to finish up the background. I may go back and decorate those cards a little bit more, but I'm not sure at this point. So you guys, I really like and love this project. It has something so satisfying to be able to go back and look at your year, and I just will be continuing doing this. Sometimes it may change, sometimes I can't share process videos, but this is so important to me that I want to keep on track, and still want to be able to share that, but maybe sometimes I won't be able to do so. So I just wanted to show you the spine that I just, let me see if I have to zoom in a little bit more. I found this on Pinterest and I really like that. Someone added a small picture in this thing, and I just did this as well, and I love how those look. And I think those will be pretty in my, how do you call those, on my shelf when I finally got the new one that I will be placing in the back area of my room. So you guys, I hope you liked and enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I would love to answer those, and I hope that I will be able to be sharing on a regular basis every Saturday or Sunday. And until then, if you like the video, please give it a thumb up or maybe leave a comment, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.